Our next story is particularly for students who are about to finish their schooling, step out into the real world and pick their career paths. If you are one or the parent of one, listen up. Have you signed up to the idea of cracking a competitive exam and being sorted for the rest of your life? Is landing a seat in an Indian Institute of Technology your big plan? Well, why not? It is not only India's leading engineering college, but one of the best in the entire world. Once you clear your mains and advanced exams, well-paying jobs should be lined up for you. Once you graduate, the only struggle you're supposed to face is choosing which one to pick. Yes, that used to be the case. Not anymore, it seems. Is the IIT fever over? Are recruiters done with all its hype? I ask that question because of what's happening in IIT Bombay. This year, 2,000 students registered for placements. 712 of them are yet to secure jobs. A staggering 36% of IIT Bombay students are still jobless. What's the explanation? Last year, around this time, the figure was close to 33%. And this shows the problem is worsening year after year. An official from IIT Bombay's placement cell said it was a struggle, yes, a struggle to invite companies to the campus compared to last year. They say it is due to the global economic meltdown. Most companies, in fact, are apparently unable to accept salary packages decided by the institute. It is taking multiple rounds of negotiations to get these firms to come over and offer jobs. The salary packages that used to go well over 1 crore rupees a year have now reportedly dipped to 3 to 4 lakh rupees per annum. That's what the founder of Global IIT Alumni Support Group, Dheeraj Singh, told ANI. A large chunk of the 380 companies that came to shop for talent have been from India itself, unlike the usual trend where international players outnumber the domestic companies. Every year, students from the computer science and engineering branch are the most in demand. But for the first time ever, they have not seen 100% placement. Despite an apparent decline in demand for IIT Bombay engineers, the institute's placement cell went ahead and announced that 85 of the graduates have been offered a pay package over 1 crore rupees. Yes, 85. This announcement was made back in December at the end of the phase 1 of the placements. But later on, the cell admitted that it has made an error and only 22 students had been offered the said salary. From 85 to 22, that's a pretty big margin of error. Now, forget about being paid in crores. 1/3 of the students are scrambling for offer letters. Stress levels are through the roof. In fact, reports say some students from private colleges are being offered the same money as IIT graduates for similar positions. So then what is the point of cracking one of the toughest competitive examinations and surviving 4 years in an IIT then? If at the end of it, you would perhaps get the same job a private college would have landed you. Also, is there a trend here? That's the big question as well. Is this decline in IIT placements going to continue in the coming years? Is the IIT hype officially over? And if not now, will it be soon? How do you future-proof your career then, if IITs are not the solution anymore? We now get you the story of a man who was once regarded a superstar in the edtech world. But things have drastically changed, and how? I am talking about Baju Rabindrans. It's been a rapid fall after a meteoric rise for him and his edtech startup Baju's. It was once considered an icon in the Indian edtech space, the poster child of the startup world. In fact, in the year 2022, it reached a valuation of $22 billion. During the pandemic, its popularity skyrocketed. But over the last year, the popularity has plummeted. And as for Baju Rabindrans, Someone whose rags to riches story became the talk of the town. Now the story of a rapid decline in his net worth is dominating headlines. Let me show you these numbers first. A year ago, Baju Rabindrans' net worth was 17,545 crore rupees. That's $2.1 billion. In fact, he was a part of some lists of the world's richest people. You know what his net worth is now? Zero. That's as per the Forbes Billionaire Index 2024. You know what Forbes has said? Only 4 people from last year's list dropped off this time, including former EdTech star Baju Rabindrans, whose firm Baju's was enveloped in a multiple crises and its valuation was marked down by BlackRock to $1 billion, a fraction of its peak $22 billion valuation in 2022. The story began in 2011. That's when Baju Rabindrans founded Think and Learn Private Limited. That's the parent company of Baju's. By now, most of you would have heard of Baju's. It became a household name over the years, in fact. The services ranging from online tutorials to offline coaching. Rabindrans comes from a family of teachers. He was born in the southern Indian state of Kerala. And after completing his schooling at a Malayalam medium school, he pursued a Bachelor of Technology degree from the Government College of Engineering, Kannur. He had a keen interest in teaching. He was a private math tutor before he started his company, and it was quite a glorious start for Baju's, the learning app, in 2015. The flagship product of the company, it was claimed, it witnessed 2 million downloads within 3 months of the rollout. But cut to 2024, the company has been laying off people, salaries have been delayed. It also has been tackling delayed financial results. There have been a series of board member departures. And this is just a sample of the mounting woes. The list of troubles is long, and Baju Rabindrans has been in the middle of a full-blown crisis. Baju's reported 45.6 billion rupees, that's $573 million in losses after several months of delay in reporting its fiscal 2021 results. It reported a substantial net loss exceeding $1 billion for the fiscal year ending March 2022. His wife, Divya, who helps him run the company, was one of his early students. And there was a time when Baju's success story was talked about with hope and pride. In fact, it was said that they did not start this as a business, but a passion that ended up becoming a business. Baju Rabindrans reportedly pledged his under-construction villa and his family members' homes earlier to pay salaries to employees. Reports say 2 homes owned by Rabindrans' family in Bengaluru and his under-construction villa were offered as collateral to borrow 100 crore rupees. He has gone from leading a $22 billion empire to reaching this point, from being a billionaire hero to cash zero. It's been quite a fall. Where does it even go from here for him and his company? Is the US removing the Houthis from its terror list? Tim Lender King, who is America's special envoy to Yemen, recently said that his country, the US, quote-unquote, would certainly study removing the Houthis from the list of designated terror organizations. Last we checked, the Houthis had not stopped attacking ships in the Bab el-Mandeb and the Red Sea. So just what happened there? What explains this American envoy's comment? Is it a peace offering or is it an admission of defeat? Let's just go back to the 17th of January 2024. The US State Department put out a press statement that day. Let me just read out what it said. The Department of State today is announcing the designation of Ansar Allah, commonly referred to as the Houthis, as a specially designated global terrorist group. This designation seeks to promote accountability for the group's terrorist activities. If the Houthis cease their attacks in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden, the United States will re-evaluate this designation? Have the Houthis ceased their activities in the Red Sea? We haven't heard anything to that effect. In fact, the Houthis minced no words when they said that they will continue to fight alongside the Hamas as long as the war continues. And the war in Gaza is still raging. So why is America talking about rethinking the Houthis' terror designation? Did the American Red Sea strategy fail? Just tell me one thing. How do countries approach conflicts? First, through diplomacy. They try to resolve conflicts, through talks. They negotiate, engage in give and take perhaps. And then only if diplomacy fails, they send troops after exhausting all options. America, it seems, pulled a reverse. In October, Hamas attacked Israel. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared a war. The Israeli Defense Forces went into Gaza. From Yemen, the Houthis started a parallel war at sea. They began launching missiles, targeting ships. The Houthis left the world rubbing their eyes when they used a chopper to hijack a commercial vessel and filmed the entire operation. This happened in November 2023. America responded to the Houthi escalation by calling on its allies to form a naval alliance. Operation Prosperity Guardian was born. A force was put together with the goal to ensure safe transit through the Red Sea region. What happened then? This alliance could neither deter Houthi attacks nor limit their impact. The Houthis continued attacking ships, even attacked the American Navy. So what did America do next? Along with the UK, it struck Houthi targets in Yemen. Multiple strikes were carried out. The US and the UK claimed that they destroyed rockets, launchers, radar, and vast weapon depot. It may to an extent have dented Houthi capabilities, but it definitely did not deter the fighters. The Houthis continued launching ballistic missiles, suicide drones, even remotely controlled suicide boats to target the Western forces. The US then claimed it intercepted a Yemen-bound boat carrying Iran-made weapons. But to what end? The Houthi strikes did not stop. But 2 American commandos involved in that operation mysteriously went missing. The Houthis claim so far they have lost over 30 fighters. But have they lost the war at sea is the question. The Houthi leaders say they will attack more ships. So why is an American diplomat here hinting at possibly removing the Houthis from the terror list remains the big question. Is this a confused military strategy or a failed one? America tried to use its firepower to rein in the Houthis from issuing threats to launching airstrikes. Washington tried it all. But nothing has yielded results. So it is going back to the drawing board, it seems. Washington could be trying a different approach altogether. Diplomacy. America's special envoy to Yemen said, and I'm quoting here, "My hope is that we can find diplomatic off-ramps." But does America really have the luxury of options?